What are you gonna dress up as for the Halloween episode of Plot to Go?
Is that?
Surely that's gonna be a thing.
But we're gonna be apart, so I'll just be like in front
No,
of
we
webcams.
won't. That'll actually be the episode that we'll be back together probably, because I'll be up for Halloween.
So you want to record?
Well,
Together.
I might be up in a week. Together, no, we can record separately.
But so you record your half in that corner, and I'll record my half in this corner.
Yes, at different times.
Yeah. We'll just get the lines from the other person.
Yeah.
That's so fucking stupid.
That'd be really funny if we did like a trial, like a really small podcast, see if we could predict what the other person would say about a movie. Fascinating thoughts, Owen.
I think I could do that for you, because I feel like sometimes you will you're able to verbalize things better than I am, so you will go on like a long spiel about something, and I will interject with things.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I could do that, and it could maybe be plausible. I don't think I could do that.
You're just a man of mystery, Owen. Every now and again I'll go, oh, bringing it back to Doctor Who again, aren't we?
And see if it lines up.
Yeah. To all the people, I guess I should intro this and then to tell my story.
I honestly wasn't sure if we were recording yet.
Well, we are.
Did you hit
Welcome
record
to Plot to Go.
Is this recording?
It is.
You just hit record.
This is episode number 39. Or something.
I think it actually is.
Wait, it's loaded. Oh, I'm Jack.
I think I'm Owen. I think I'm for one.
I'm
actually
bang on.
out. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Again, we're still recording these out of order. That's impressive to me.
That means we're almost at 40 as well.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about that recently, which is kind of crazy.
What's
I've
that
now
backlog?
forgotten what I was going to say.
We were talking about the Halloween episode and what we were going to dress as.
No, something after that.
You got to bring it back to this podcast.
Can't
We're
remember.
recording them out of order.
No, there was something.
We're also
before that.
not. We're recording them early. They're still in order.
Oh, this, yeah. My brain's out of order.
That's fine. It's
that's
late. It's late to
Ooh.
record.
Oh, it's
my bedtime in 5 minutes, Jack.
Is it?
You've dragged me out here.
You move out, you move into the city, and instead of like living the city life that's like, yeah, I'm out at night, I'm drinking,
I'm sleeping.
Sleeping.
I tried to get out and you dragged me back in.
Such a bad influence.
Yeah.
This week we're going to be talking about The Long Walk. And we are not sadly on walking pads.
Was it long? I never checked the runtime of the film.
Oh, the actual film? No,
Yeah.
I think like 2 hours, surely.
The Long Walk runtime.
I thought that was maybe an imitation of Mark Hamill. I thought that's maybe what you were going to go for.
How the fuck were you? It's the Long Walk runtime, boys. It's not high enough. He managed just to do the gravel with like a high register.
I was scared to try it.
I'm so scared.
That's right, boys.
I think that's better.
Meat is back on the menu.
Yeah, you still not got the he does manage to do a high voice with the gravel, but I can't get it.
I'm trying to think of like one of the lines like like where he's like, suck my dick, and he's like, yeah, that's what I want to hear, boys.
Yeah, that's the attitude, boys. What an introduction.
What an introduction.
People are like, what is this film about?
The Long Walk. Well, I'm glad you asked, Owen. The Long Walk is a dystopian movie based on a novel by Stephen King. Not under Stephen King's name, though.
Oh, is this one of his other ones?
Pseudonym, which is interesting. It is in a dystopian... The plot summary here says alternate America. I don't think they need to say alternate. You can just say dystopian. This fully could happen. It's in America. Basically, a kid, a male man, I guess. We did have a conversation about this.
A kid, a male child. Are you talking about the main person?
Sorry, no. I was talking about like 50 teenagers get selected.
Yeah,
from
they're
a state
supposed to
each.
be 18.
That's
I think.
really weird because we had conversations outside of the movie being like, I think they were adults that you had to be over 18.
I thought they had to be actually 18.
That makes sense with a line in the movie then.
From earlier on when
Yeah.
they're all sitting around. Yeah.
Anyway, so 50 teenage boys. I really did think they were older.
I mean, the main guy, what age is he now? He must be...
Cooper Hoffman.
Yeah.
But he was young when he was in Licorice Pizza.
Which was
2021.
No, early 2022. January 2022. In the UK.
2021. We saw it in 2021, I'm pretty sure as well, didn't we?
Well, what was it? December 2021.
Sorry, we saw it New Year's Day. So, you're right. By a day.
Did I see it with you? I thought I saw it alone.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. And you don't use Letterboxd, so who the fuck knows? Sorry, we're looking up his age. He was born in 2003. So, he's, what, 22?
Right, okay.
Anyway, these 50 teenage boys are one from each state. They're forced to compete in this deadly televised game show called The Long Walk. And it's a very simple premise. All of them have to walk until there's only one person left. They have to maintain a speed above 3 miles per hour. If not, they get a warning. And if they get 3 warnings, they are shot. They are killed.
Yeah.
If they walk off the path, they are killed. If they do anything that's basically not in service of the game, they're killed. They have a line at the start of the movie, which I think was actually quite interesting, where Mark Hamill comes and he recaps the rules, so like we as the audience know. But they have a line where they're like, "I've read the rule book," and Mark Hamill's like, "I'm only really going to give you the 3 main rules, but you should all know all of the others."
Yeah.
And it's cool that there is.
They also, like, I think you know what's going to happen to them going into it if you've watched the trailers and things. But, like, at least if you were to find the film for the first time on a streaming service or something and maybe aren't quite clued in, he has a line like, you do this once, you get a warning, you do it twice, you get another warning, third time, last warning, and then you get your ticket.
Yeah. They never say kill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's smart. If you went into this and hadn't seen any promotional material or whatever, you maybe would be shocked.
It says, I mean, you're still shocked.
Yeah.
Because it's so, like, gruesome, but it would just heighten that.
Also, a very good delayed title card.
Yeah, I know. It's like playing, it's like watching an American TV show or playing a video game. Where, like, those things come, like, so much later. Like, normally in a film, like, it is not that late until it's filmed that those show up.
If anybody's seen Drive My Car, it was a nominee for in 2022, I want to say.
Could you watch this on, like, the Picture House streaming service or the Film House one?
Maybe that was introduced for COVID.
Yeah.
Maybe because I watched it on my monitor, which wouldn't have been like me. Okay, that's.
I remember the thumbnail. I think they just had it for like a year.
2022.
Yeah, haven't seen it, but
that movie's about 3 hours long, and the title card comes in like an hour in, and you actually go, "Oh shit, that's the thing that happens in movies."
Yeah.
But it's great, very, very well done. This movie though, what did you think, Owen?
I really liked it. I think something like this, because I mean, the film is what it says in the tin.
Oh,
it is
absolutely
a long walk. I think something like this in the wrong hands could actually be a very boring film.
Totally.
The fact that somehow they managed to make people walking captivating, especially with we were talking about like the color grading of the film, it's not exactly like appealing. There's nothing visual to make you go like there's nothing that like pops, except for like some of the stuff towards the end of the film that's like visually appealing, but everything's just kind of like, I mean, I'm looking at a poster here, grayed out. It's like muted green, grey, white, maybe a tiny bit of orange, green. I think I said green.
Yeah, so much green.
Brown. Like it's just like.
I mean, it gets across the bleakness of the world very
properly. Yeah. So the fact that this is captivating, and it's all through like dialogue.
Yeah. It's
just people speaking to each other, and then through that you're getting a view of the world that they live in, and how different people think about the world that they live in as well. And I do wonder how much of that is pulled from the book, because I'm sitting there being like, oh, this dialogue's brilliant, and oftentimes, I mean, Game of Thrones, for example, like all of the excellent dialogue was, I think, straight out of the book. If it wasn't, it was like because of George R. R. Martin's like brilliant world building and the things that he had already written. So it all comes through that. I think also the relationships between people in this film you feel deeply.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this work, and also could be done terribly. Like they have excellent comedy in this film as well, just with like the wittiness of characters and the way they're bouncing off of each other, and not in the like it's not in the comedy realm by any means, and it's not quite as dry as like in a Nolan film where there's like a witty one liner and then that gets a laugh from the audience.
Yeah.
Somewhere in between, but it's just the way that they all. I've got. I get rid of ad block. Ad just come up there. It's the relationship between these characters and the way that it's written that just draws you in, and it properly. I think the whole theater was just in it.
Yeah, you feel it. Yeah.
What do you think?
Similar boat. I think your point about in worse hands or in lesser hands it could have been a lot worse, and that's very valid. This was directed by Francis Lawrence, who he did all the Hunger Games bar the first one.
Wow, he's got a type.
So he really likes these types of movies, and it does play into the tropes of all those kind of like dystopian. I hesitate to say like teen or like YA dystopian novels, because I don't actually think this is. I think this feels far more in line with like an adult film with like it wants to be more succinct in its messaging, and like it feels like a real like stick it to the man movie instead of like a Hunger Games, which has those messagings and those themes. And I think in the books Suzanne Collins is far more introspective of that kind of stuff. But in those movies, some of it is like popcorny as well. Like Finnick's really cool, and like oh, he's got like quips and jokes with his like. And I love the Hunger Games, just to be clear, and I think there's room for that as well. And actually, the dichotomy between like entertainment and then like thought provokingness is really interesting. But here, it was just like so bleak and dour that you actually really have to sit with it, and you're watching them walk for so long that it is giving you a chance for your brain to like wander and like think, well, what is this perhaps a metaphor for, or like how has their world ended up this way? And I think it gives you more room to think about it because it is bleaker. Maybe that's the state of our world as well. Maybe if I went back and looked at the Hunger Games, maybe I'd feel similarly. I don't know.
I mean, I think these messages and like the direction that all of these films and books and stories think that we're going in is like as old as time.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just meaning like to compare this because the director worked on both. I feel like this feels, it's obviously a similar basis, but it feels very different.
It feels far more mature than any of the Hunger Games did.
And that's not to say that they don't either.
Not at all, because we watched them not long ago,
recently.
and the last two feel far more mature than the first two.
Yeah.
Just like a skill. And this one feels the top. It still gives me YA vibes. But I'd imagine the book gives more YA vibes than this does. I think because you're watching it, it feels so visceral.
The graphicness of this, I think, had that been applied to the Hunger Games, you also would feel similarly about the Hunger Games. Like, it wouldn't feel as YA.
Yeah.
Except the main my main criticism of those movies is the love triangle, which is the YA part of that franchise.
Right.
But like here, we were talking about when we first came out. The first kill that happens, it's like very drama in a movie. The gun's pointed at his head. Is he gonna get killed? Blah blah blah. And I really thought you were gonna hear the gunshot and we're gonna cut back to our characters, see their reactions.
Yeah.
See it.
Yeah. And they don't cut away. It's not
cut away.
It's not like the gunshot happens, you see the blood,
Like
then they cut away quickly. Yeah.
You fully see
you're
it.
on it.
Yeah. And it's so funny, like in a world that I do think we have become like desensitized to like violence, or like, because there is so many pieces of media that are hyper violent. Like I think The Boys specifically. The Boys is so mental, that I think you watch The Boys and you're like, this is mad, isn't it? It's grotesque and it's gruesome and whatever, but it doesn't necessarily strike you.
You kind of disconnect from it because that is what that show is.
Yeah.
I think I remember seeing clips of that show before I watched it. I mean, like, ugh. And then once you know what the show is and you're watching it, you're so just like, oh, this is what this is.
Yeah.
And it's not real.
Yes, that's another factor as well.
Especially when you layer the superhero thing onto it.
Yeah.
And then you get so far disconnected from it.
Totally. And I think that's necessary in a way with that type of media, is that there is such a disconnect, so they can be hyper violent. So you're like, well, this isn't able to happen to me.
No one can just like run at full speed through you and blow you into a million pieces.
Yeah. I will say though, as a caveat to that, I just thought about the opening of Gen V, which I was lucky enough to see in the cinema, and I don't know if that's why it affected me more. That first episode, that still stays with me, how graphic a certain scene is. And the main girl, her powers, the first time she gets her powers.
Oh, yeah.
It's horrifying.
Yeah. Horrifying on a monitor as well, by the way.
Oh, I'm glad to know it wasn't just
not just the cinema.
Yeah. Anyway, I do think though in here, like, scarcity is working in its favor. Like, 49 boys are going to be killed in this shock.
And the way that the way that they tiptoe, because words matter. The way that they tiptoe around death to begin with the ticket. Then when you just get to actual death, it's like that. It's like full screen.
Yeah, fully.
You're like, holy shit, this is what they're in for. And I think it lets you feel like what the characters feel like in that moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're in their shoes, and it's really, really intelligent.
It's weird because you were talking about like how there's the drama of it. Like in every other film, like there's obviously going to be like tension as you build up to it. Like you hear the warnings happening, and you know what's about to happen. But weirdly, them then popping the cork in that moment and actually killing someone adds more tension to the rest of the film.
Yeah,
which is true
because the characters are then suddenly more tense.
Yeah,
but their situation hasn't changed, but it's became more real for them, and in turn, it's became more real for you.
Yeah, because you get a conversation at the start of the film where you're like, these characters don't feel like they're taking it real enough.
Yeah.
And that's obviously like their coping mechanism. But then as soon as that happens, it's very real for everyone.
Their coping mechanism, but also the really interesting line in the movie where the like illusion of this being them willingly going to participate in it, and actually perhaps I don't necessarily want to spoil the line because I think it's a good line, but like all the boys in the country, this feels like a fate that's like determined for them, that I don't know, interesting that they have to shut themselves down to it because it's just life for them.
Yeah, desensitized to it in some way. Desensitized to it until that moment.
Yes, and it's different than like the Hunger Games where you have like the reaping, and every child knows that's gonna come and whatever, but that's still like oppressors are taking away people, whereas here it feels like
they're willing.
It's like a promise of like a better.
One of the interesting things, because I'm still reading Fahrenheit 451 at the moment, so I just haven't really gone back to it. One of the most interesting things in that is that the whole point in that book is like the character that you follow is a firefighter, but they set people's homes on fire that have books in them because people aren't allowed to read because that would give them knowledge. And then obviously, I mean, it's kind of what they're doing with books now, like banning them, and then so like if people are stupid or they vote for you and things. But the point that someone makes to our main character in that book is that it's more of a show, the firefighters, because actually people moved away from reading. It was like a not conscious, but more of like a subconscious choice of the population to move away from that. So obviously they introduced the firefighters for a reason, but at this point the culture is there so that people don't really want to read. And it's kind of the same thing in this film where the culture is just like, you apply for this thing because it's the right thing to do in their minds, and it's going to get them out of poverty. And it's just it's just a really interesting thing that they're all brainwashed
totally
to want to do this thing.
I think I mean, there's a character in it played for jokes, but an interesting kind of way to back that up is you have this character who's there to write a book about the long walk, like a book from the perspective of somebody who did it, and he's like, wow, it'll make me rich, like, you know, all these people will be clamoring to read the book, and they're all like, well, why you, like, the whole premise of this movie is that they get a wish and they get a bunch of money if they win. So they're like, well, why would you need to write that book to make money? You will have money, like, why? And I think it's like he maybe hasn't even thought about the fact that he's going to get riches and stuff, because he's just thought, this is something I have to do at some point. Why not make that experience slightly better? He's just thought, I can do something to make it better and I'm going to win. The money's kind of also obsolete to him as a person.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting.
He doesn't even go like, oh, but then this money could pay like for my family or something. Like, that's not even the thing that he comes up with.
Yeah.
I can't even, what does he say to that?
I don't know. I think he hasn't thought about it.
Right. But he does say something back.
He does say something.
But it's not like...
It's not...
It's like he dances around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just interest. Like, you can also use comedy in this movie to, like, still learn about the world a little.
What is horrible is, like, the comedy versus the awfulness that with that character later on.
Yeah.
Like, it's... Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
If you think about anything that would have to happen in this movie because they're constantly walking, like bodily functions and different things, you see all that, they answer questions about that, and it's dour and disgusting.
Yeah, I never actually thought about, like, if you think about how different characters get affected in different ways, like they do cover...
Yeah, like all bases, kind of.
Probably. Most of the big ones.
It's interesting though, because you fully could sanitize this film and make it more YA and make it like not touching upon any of those questions, turning a blind eye to like the violence and stuff, and still make it more like pulpy is the wrong word, but like teen fiction-y. And they don't. I actually really respect it for that, because it feels like it's part of a camp of films that we don't really get. It's still tangentially aligned, but still feels refreshing.
Yeah, I also just think that, like, it feels... What was the budget for this film?
I don't know.
It's, like, pleasantly, like, not a superhero film. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not, like, a massive freaking blockbuster film.
Oh, I see what you mean. It's like a unique blockbuster.
Yeah, it's like... Yeah, it's like films that... It's like a film that could have come out in the 90s.
Sure, yeah.
Like, it's just
a
nice to have
blockbuster
gone
with
and
it.
seen
Jaws is a blockbuster.
Yeah, or like Pulp Fiction or
Sure.
something. Like, it's just nice to have gone and seen this in a cinema.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I really do wonder what the budget for this was, because it's a road, and people, and the highest paid people were probably like Mark Hamill and Cooper Hoffman or whatever.
David Johnson's huge as well.
Fair. What is that, the guy that was in one of the Alien?
Yeah, he was in Alien Romulus.
Yeah.
He's been in a ton of stuff. He's brilliant.
Yeah.
He's great in this. He's great in general. I actually really like the cast of characters in this. I think they cast it very well.
Mm-hmm.
But him and Cooper Hoffman both specifically, I think the movie hinges on them, and they sell it very well. They have to, I mean, the whole like premise of the movie with them all being killed, you have to get quite like attached to them quite quickly. And I think some are more successful than others, but these main two do such a good job at like believing in their friendship that doesn't feel it's a little emotionally manipulative, but it also feels natural.
It doesn't feel like a film.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't feel like they're making you like them, or trying to make
these
you believe
guys
their
are the
relationship.
good guys. Like,
yeah.
They all like knowing their history and like who they are. I don't know. I did write it feels a little save the catty, but I don't mind that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just find them interesting and compelling and believable as well.
Yeah, you get
towards the end.
You do get to spend the time with a few of them. Again, I'm looking at this poster. There's like the two main ones, and then there's like a squad of kind of like four, and then there's another three people on this poster that you at least get to hear from.
Yeah.
And then there's also the book guy. Like, there's enough bouncing around. I think that's what's fun about it, is like, I'm gonna say fun, like it's a grotesque film, but in those moments where they're all just like bouncing off each other, like someone's having a conversation, someone just like butts in from over the road, and then they have like a banter back and forth.
I can't remember one. There was one bit specifically where like somebody says something and they're all like at him.
Yeah, because one of the guys they don't like, I think.
No. It's Ben Wang.
Right. Yeah.
He says something.
It's something about 10 wives or 10 girls.
Oh, it's that. It is that. Yeah.
But there's also the bit where him again, like they've not heard from him in a while, and they say something, and then he speaks, and he's like, "Ah, it's nice that you're back in the room with us." Like there's just like all that happening.
Congrats to him as well, because he was in that dog shit movie. And actually, I really liked him in this. I'm like, okay, he was actually acting going on.
I didn't hate him in Corrected Legends or anything.
Neither did
I think I probably did the best job in that film.
Yes.
And you have Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan,
Yep.
who really should be like seasoned actors at this point. Ew.
They got their bag. They got money. Capitalism, baby. I do love a story that is unpackable.
Go on.
Like you can unpack
Yep.
a lot of like themes and messaging out of the movie, as well as also being entertaining. I don't like the like kind of argument that sometimes people say, where they're like, oh, do you really have to intellectualize that? Like, just enjoy it as a movie. I feel like this is one of these movies that if you walk away not thinking about the implications of like what this movie's trying to say about our world, then more fool you. It is so much more gratifying to think about this intellectually, I think.
Yeah. Anything that's dystopian that somebody walks away from without thinking about it a little bit more, that's a them problem. And then a problem for the world.
Dystopian?
Surely.
Divergent series?
Have they... Sorry, I'm not really familiar with Divergent. Do they have like not powers, but they're like sorted into...
not powers. Owen, come on, don't be silly. They're sorted into 5 virtues.
Right. Okay. There's surely messaging that
there is
messaging
can
draw out of those films.
Certainly in the books.
Yeah.
The movies? I've only ever seen the first one.
Was there going to be 4, but there was only 3?
You are correct.
That's so sad, isn't it?
And they had debated making the 4th, but recasting all the characters.
I think I did hear about that. Like years later as well. Yeah.
Can you imagine turning on the 4th and be like, who are you?
I might, to bring it back to Doctor Who, that might be what happens whenever that show gets brought back.
What do you mean?
Like, if they take like 20 years, they won't. But like,
well,
they could, because they don't give a it's not they don't give a shit, but like, I don't know, they don't care enough about what they're doing with it. Like, they could bring it back just have a different person in there if they really wanted. There's no rules anymore. They can do what they want. Just to get that rant in. Sorry, I'm done talking about that.
Like timestamp the Doctor.
Yeah.
I will say, anybody that's going to see this, I didn't enjoy the first 10 minutes. Like, I thought it was actually bad. I was like, oh no.
Why?
Because I saw like such great reviews for the movie. I saw people that I trust as well rate it like 5 stars, and I was like, what? This is not
You
what
have
I'm
high
expecting.
expectations.
Well, a little, but it was the start. The movie doesn't look good. I think. Well, it doesn't look bad. It's serviceable.
I wouldn't call it serviceable because I like how it looks.
And that's a great opinion that you can have. I think it looks serviceable. Until the end, I don't think... the thing is, I think it's impressive because if you think about technically how this had to be shot and the amount of walking that they had to do, you can't just like have them walking, then cut to like a back shot of them, and then cut back to a forward shot. Do you know how sometimes that happens? Like if they want to use a different take, they could do that, I guess, but you have to time it so that they're walking at the same point because you're aware of where the road is. It's like when people film scenes in cars that are in cars, so it's like actually stuff moving past them. They have to be so methodical about how they're filming so that cuts match up with where they are positioned in the road. It's why most cars just use fucking green screens and it looks awful. So respect for them for the technical aspects of actually filming the walking scenes. There was a lot of like long takes. I noticed as well, which I'm always more of a fan of. I just thought it looked fine. I just sometimes think. I think maybe with the premise of the movie as well, if it looked a tad more visually appealing, it would have been, I don't know, more interesting.
I don't think it should, because then I think there's the whole thing of like I don't think that style would have suited this film, and like the style at the end of the film works, but if the like I can also look at that and be like, oh, that's how if someone was doing like a short film on YouTube, they just want everything to be dialed up to 100 and look.
I mean, it
that
felt
good.
a little out of place on the movie that we seen.
Yeah, so I think I like how this looks because I think it works for the film, and it doesn't have to look any other way. I don't know how you would change it for it to.
I do still think it had that grey muted colour palette that I just hate. It looked.
I think that's a disservice to how this film looked.
And I disagree with that. So agree to disagree.
A lot of stuff is overdone now, I think, colour grading wise.
And that's an opinion.
No, I think that's
I think that.
no, I think that's actually kind of agreed upon by a lot of people.
What expand upon?
There's a lot of like I think it's origin blues in films right now.
Yes, it's what the Netflix look.
Yeah.
It's a teal and orange.
Like there's a lot of films that just like overdo things, and
I'm in this. When I say grey muted color palette, I mean this movie. It has a grey muted color palette that I didn't think was great. Again, didn't think it was bad. I just thought it could have looked more interesting. And I sometimes think when the movie tried to veer into more interesting shots and stuff, it actually was a bit like, what? Like there's a whole bit with the burning car. It just stayed on the burning car. And I was like, well, why? Because it looks a little bit more interesting than what you've been showing us. Like it's slightly different. I think it's variation as well. Like it's hard to get variation in this movie because of the,
for sure,
premise of the movie. But also that can come down to like location scouting. Like the locations felt very samey, and maybe that is the point that they wanted to make with the movie. But also, it can make it a little bland to look at, because I don't think the conversations that are being had are terribly interesting. I like the conversations that are being had, but I also don't think they're giving you that much to chew on. I think what the film is great at is using conversation as a tool to develop the relationship between the characters. I think it's very well done in that regard, because you do feel emotional at certain points. However, the commentary or getting to learn about the world or how these people really feel about the world that they're living in, I don't think it amounts to anything more than anger, base level anger towards the institutions that they're born into. And I think when you have such a interesting premise like this that is ripe for discussions on, and it doesn't need to be heavy-handed, but discussions of capitalism and classism and that kind of thing, I think to not engage with that is a slight disservice to the movie. And I think as well, perhaps if those conversations had been a little bit more interesting at points, it would detract from the fact that maybe some of the shots are quite similar. It looks quite similar if I'm more engaged in the conversation. I think it's as a package.
Right.
It's the serviceable cinematography with
so
the okay conversations and whatever.
I would have thought that if it didn't look all that great, then that would have drawn you more into the conversations that they were having. If the conversations weren't that great, that would have made you lock in more to whatever they were saying.
Because it looks worse.
Yeah. I'm surprised you have it both ways, where you're I'm not interested in the way it looks, but also the conversations weren't deep enough for me to be interested either. So you were just kind of
But I think that's just film as a package. If something is more engaging to watch or to, I think it all works together. It's all in harmony. Mm-hmm. I don't think
sometimes things are used as a crutch.
A crutch is an interesting way of putting that. The Roses. I was like, there's a movie I've seen really recently.
Mm-hmm.
The Roses. The Roses looks bad.
Mm-hmm.
That is that Netflix style that's been co-opted by so many studios because it's easy and it's rough and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is a disservice to the conversations that are being had in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the conversations that are being had in that movie, and well, I mean, you can look at our review.
Go back to the last episode.
They're so intellectual and like do have a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
That it looking a little bit bland and flat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
I
if
know
the movie was better as a package, you could be like,
yeah.
I really enjoy this as a package.
I know what you mean there, because I think that's why when I was sitting watching the film, I was like, I feel wrong.
Yeah.
This feels a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Also, I will say that I was drawn into the conversation. I do agree that they didn't necessarily like go into like, this is the politics of this world.
But you know what I mean? They didn't have to do that.
They didn't, yeah. But I also think, I wouldn't say it's a disservice to the film, because I do think the whole, and like you touched on, like it is the relationship between the characters.
Yes.
And also they're so young and unexperienced in the world that it's far more believable that the conversations that they were having were the ones that they were having. I think it's also interesting that it is so mysterious as to what their world is like, because I mean, you've already spoken about it as well. Like, you can draw comparisons between our world and this one, and I think it opens it up to that far more when it's more of a black box. When you go like, this is this, this is this, this is this, it won't.
But that's not what I want it to be, though. I'm just saying, like more. I felt like sometimes the conversations that they were having were kind of like surface level, like I don't know, just not explicit. Our world is. Don't you hate how our world has been ravaged by capitalism?
Our world is surrounded by fear.
But like, I don't know. It just would be more interesting to unpack things with these characters a little bit more. Some of the characters do have backstories or like emotional things that happen to them, and I think they work on. Some of them work better than others. I think when you hear about David Johnson's stuff, I was far more compelled by him than like hearing Cooper Hoffman's, and that felt very like movie. Like, this is what happened. I don't want to talk about it. I'll talk about it in an hour. Let me talk about it. And we'll flash back for good measure. Like, some things just felt a bit like,
to be fair, I think for both of them, they had that. Because, I mean, Cooper Hoffman's was more movie-like.
Yes.
But obviously they ask about the scar, and you're like...
Yeah, well,
I'll find out.
Same thing. Yeah, that happens. They go, what about that scar? I'll talk to you in an hour. Like, same sort of thing. But then, because you have that, and then you'll get that payoff, there is a middle chunk that's like, you have the interesting comedy that like kind of disappears after maybe half an hour. And I think that's the right choice, because all of them are then like suffering. The only thing is like slight, like you have slight releases.
Sure. On average, it goes like...
Yeah, and every now and again you'll get a chuckle, and the reason I remember that is because of the comment you made, where I was like sobbing at one point.
You had,
and then a laugh thing happens, and you Owen was like, "Did you like do that laugh after people cry?"
Yeah. There was a point where I don't really laugh at films, but this film made me like actually laugh out loud like twice, which is impressive.
Do you know what they were about?
I have no idea. They were probably more towards the start of the film, but I think because it felt like so authentic to me, the way that all these characters were, like it had me. Because I'm more likely to laugh at something that's in like a documentary or something of people being stupid. Do you know like when comedians do like their shows where they're going around doing shit? Like if it was like James May doing something that's just stupid.
Just when you say documentary, my brain goes to a different place.
The what? Oh, right.
You know, like
something much darker.
Journalism. You're like, that's
like
fucking
a
hilarious.
Louis Theroux documentary.
Good God. To kind of contradict myself.
Love this.
I do like how it has a lot going for it in the implicit sense. So like, where the film ends up, kind of like commenting on how capitalism is like seeks to destroy even the purest of souls. Like, you know, you can be a good person, quote unquote, but like the world that you are born into is forever trying to corrupt you and like lead you down other paths. And obviously everything was just like the upper classes versus working class, and like the way that working class are treated as, you know, having very much the pit from The Dark Knight Rises of like trying to gnaw their way out, but there's really no escaping it. Like very seldom do anybody really escape that pit.
That's what I do like about this film as well. Them not showing the world is you don't know how much of the country is in poverty, which I like. Like you know, they go like we're in like another implicit thing is they go like we're in your state, so you presume like the state is, I can't remember which state they're in.
I don't think, do they say?
I don't. Do they say Oregon? Maybe just making that up. I don't know what Oregon looks like. Nothing like this. Anyway, they say like we're in your state, and they walk through it, and it all the distance they take looks poverty ridden.
Yeah.
But all of these people are presumably they're all from different states, and they're all in poverty.
Yeah.
So you don't know how much of the country is in poverty.
Well, yeah, because you could say the same thing, but now.
Yeah, fair.
Poor people exist everywhere.
Yeah, but like there's the whole thing like nowadays of like the middle class shrinking. Like presumably that's just happened in this world. Yeah. Like it is just 90%, 99% like people in poverty or something. That's the assumption that you make, but you don't know. And I just think that's interesting.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't know. I wanted more. I just thought it was a little thin in the like commentary that was being made, and I don't say that as like every movie has to make commentary or whatever, but when a movie has like this premise and it is 2 hours of watching people walk and they are using it as like a basis to implicitly talk about these things, I think you can do more with it, and I just don't think they did. I didn't get much out of this that made me go, whew, like that hit me or like really made me think. It was more like I'm watching this and I understand what they're hinting towards.
I suppose it depends what you want from the film, right? Because you came away with a very being very emotionally affected by the film.
Yeah, totally.
And
I would say if you aren't by this.
Yeah, but I'm not one to like get upset at films and things. Do you know, like
you can say it. Owen. I did cry.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, you were emotionally affected by the movie.
Yeah, of course I was. But I mean, like,
this is sociopath. What? 49 guys just got shot in the head. Like,
what? Oh yeah, because it was one winner. I was like, it's 50 of them.
Wow, sociopath over here wanted to see all that gone down.
Point I was gonna make was I think I'm very happy with the outcome of this film. I think it did the right amount. I don't think it needed to go any deeper, and I guess it depends on if you wanted that, or if you were happy with the kind of brotherly story in this film.
I just think that when they do lean in, that's when the film shines its brightest. When they do have little pockets of like conversation, or like it's mainly between the two main guys. I think when it disperses out into everybody else, it becomes more comedic, or it becomes more like shut up dweeb, or like more YA maybe, than when it's the two of them and they are having conversations and conflict. And
I find that so effective in a similar way to when you were talking about how the film looks more interesting at points. And they spend like they lingered on the burning car and things, and I think that's possibly why the film does look more interesting at those points, because it like draws you in, and then you bounce back. It does
look more interesting. Like when I'm saying like, oh, there's a burning car, and that they go and they linger on the burning car. Why?
I genuinely don't remember the burning car.
Oh, I remember it because I was like, this movie's. Why are we still here? The boys are walking. Burning car. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just wanted it to go like again. I really like this movie. I just wish it like I think it
You just
could
want
have
another-
really been something really special
Sure.
if they just went a
Oh,
little
it's
bit
not.
further.
It's not
with
like
it.
a 5-star film to me. I'm surprised people are giving it like 5 stars and things. But you want, I don't know what you'd rate it, but you want something that would have given it that extra half star, not 5 star, an extra star, like something that would just give it like a.
I think yeah, because there is the potential there to
Right.
have really hit home. I think they do the emotional stuff wonderfully, and I think they craft this world so interestingly that I wanted to see a little bit more done with it. That, and I just think it could have looked a little more visually interesting.
I think it would have been maybe interesting to see like the stuff Cooper Hoffman's taught about the world before it got in the state that it was. Just like maybe little things like that. What the teachings were. I enjoy the fact that it's only on the road and you don't cut away and see like.
I enjoy that as well. See, when they flashed back
It's weird.
the first time, I was like, oh no. And then it was very brief. So thank God. And then they flashed back in, I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, at least he ends up on a road.
Whoa, no. Ding dong. Congratulations to all involved. You did it, boys. You did it, boys. More Mark Hamill, maybe.
Yeah. I just find it funny. I've only seen the trailer for The Life of Chuck, but 2 Stephen King
Oh my God,
adaptations.
yes.
And he's totally different.
Oh my
in the
God,
2
yes.
films. Yeah.
Wow. One, he's giving a speech about maths. He's not doing that in this movie.
I'm liking that we're seeing more Mark Hamill in films as well.
Same.
I just think that's really. I love Mark Hamill.
He's so good.
Yeah.
He's so good. And I'm so glad I didn't have the experience of used to. His voice was his voice in this movie to me.
Right.
And I felt quite good about it.
Yeah, me and our friend Samuel, shout out, he's never going to see these. We heard the Joker, but not like, I wasn't like, oh, Mark Hamill's phoning it in and is doing the Joker voice. It's just like, I could hear it. And it's because I'd like played a bit of Arkham Asylum like a week before.
Oh.
So like, I already had the Joker voice like right there.
Yeah.
I think he has like the highness and like quirkiness of the Joker voice, but the gravel's new. There's like a general gravel that he adds to this voice.
Was that his name?
General Gravel.
Brilliant.
Yep.
Would you recommend this movie, Owen?
Oh, of course.
I would as well. I highly would. I honestly think maybe it's the best thing that's like in cinemas at the moment.
Yeah, you're probably right, I think.
I really enjoyed Caught Stealing. Oh, actually, never mind. I'm like, there's Sorry Baby is also in the cinema right now.
Oh,
like,
fair.
there's a few other things, but this is well worth it.
Yep. I have a question.
Whoa, there is a question.
I was prepared today.
Wow.
And by prepared, I mean like an hour ago. I was like, I need a question. All right.
You do know all of that is like this isn't that far distance.
That the whole point was for like,
Oh, dramatic.
yeah, drama.
You've just scared the Spotify listeners.
But that actually is a shame if that's like a spike and someone's at work like, is there any TV show you've go on
But if like somebody, if they're working and they go, and somebody's like, "Are you okay?" Well,
Yeah.
I'm just listening to Plot to Go, and then it spreads around the office. You've just created like a bunch of new followers.
that was a butterfly effect right there.
Wow.
Okay, is there any TV show you feel would have worked better as a standalone film or a film franchise? What about a film franchise that would work better as a TV series? So the vice versa.
Eternals. Eternals should have been a TV series.
Okay.
I think there is so much in that movie that it's to its detriment. And I think it really could have been one of the best things that they had made.
Do you think in some ways they were scarred by the Inhumans TV show?
Maybe. Because their actual route was meant to be Inhumans in the MCU. And they pivoted.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Eternals was their pivot. Because they hadn't done anything with the Eternals.
There was obviously layers to that because they were like, oh, we've got a great director. Like, you know, like...
Yeah.
There would have been so many things that factored into that decision.
I like that movie as well. Like, base level like it.
Yeah, I have very mixed feelings about it.
I think it is trying to service two different camps of people, like MCU people and movie people.
Yeah.
And not say that they're mutually exclusive. I'm living proof that they're not. I would say
No, you're just like a
well.
superhero guy, right?
What?
You're just like a superhero guy. All you see is like MCU and stuff.
That's why you didn't like the long walk. Didn't you? Superhero.
None of superheroes in it. That's why Jack's making me do Peacemaker and Marvel Zombies next week.
Oh, I have to talk about the MCU. No, but I really, you can see the seams of that movie being like, I don't think this is a movie that she probably wanted to make, and I think if she had, it would have been a better movie. But I think, all of that, it would have been an interesting TV show because there's so many interesting characters. It looked gorgeous, and I just think it was tackling far more interesting themes than the MCU had been dealing with. So that'd be that.
That is a very Frankenstein film, which I think is why I have mixed feelings about it. And also, I feel bad for it. I did a double bill the night I watched it, with a friend of ours, and with Dion.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. We watched The Eternals, and then we watched The Conversation.
Oh.
So went from mess to like top tier film.
To mess. Yeah, Francis Ford, what's up?
Have you seen Megalopolis is now a movie?
Yeah, have you seen, there's a movie called Megadoc that premiered at Venice.
Is this like behind the scenes?
It is a behind the scenes documentary of Megalopolis.
So
it apparently is phenomenal. It's apparently an amazing like piece of work.
I'd love to watch that.
So same.
Yeah.
So anyway.
I love when we get into like the questiony bit and then we just go down little routes and find out more.
It's just fun. That's plot to go for you.
That's plot to go. So you were film into TV series and then TV series into film could be, I don't know, I'm being honest.
A TV series I'd prefer, what is the exact, just TV series I'd like to see as a film?
Yeah, a TV show you would feel better, worked better as a standalone film or film franchise.
I don't.
That's weird.
TV's a weird medium because
it always feels like, almost always probably, when you watch a TV show, it could never have been a film because it's so fleshed out.
The only things I think of are the MCU shows, which feel like movies being stretched.
You could watch Ironheart as like a film.
No, I actually think that's probably not.
Because there's 2 arcs, but I think you could chop one or like get the benefits of both into one or something. I'm not saying it's a bad show. I'm just saying like it could be a film. There's things that
Moon Knight
couldn't be. Yeah, yes, I think Moon Knight could be one. There's things that couldn't be like WandaVision, Agatha, like things that were successful.
Yeah. Or things that utilize that medium. She-Hulk. That was a TV show.
Right.
That couldn't have been a movie. It was a TV show.
Yeah, because
you can feel
the finale was so different. But it works for
each episode as well was episodic. You know.
I'm actually blanking on like MCU shows right now.
There's so many. Miss Marvel could have been a movie. Probably would have been better as a movie.
I feel like the family stuff in that show.
See, that's the annoying thing.
Yeah.
I think what they're good at is characters.
Had they done a film, I wonder if there would have been less than that. That. So
you get more of that in a show,
TV show,
which is what they're good at, and I think why some of the shows, even if they've been shit, have been successful because the characters have been good.
Yeah.
I don't know any actual TV show, not that MCU show. I think functions as a TV show because it is a TV show. Like the only thing I can think of and the reason I think I went straight to Marvel stuff would be miniseries.
Yeah. Because
anything with multiple seasons, why would I want that to be a movie?
But I think of one season as a film, and I also agree with you, by the way. But just I'm picturing of things like one season would be a film, season 2 would be the next film, like turning each season into a film and a franchise.
See, but I think you strip out so much.
Yeah, agreed. I don't think that you can do it. But I mean, there'll be an example. I just can't think of one because I mean, I don't watch a lot of TV, and you normally watch good TV, which means that it's harder to find examples of things.
Yeah, or like sitcoms. Why would you ever want that to be a movie? Like
yeah.
Like if they're not quote unquote
anything that's like a 20 odd episode show,
Yeah, exactly.
you can't do it.
Yeah, I know. So you're narrowing it down to like mini-series that are less than 8 episodes, which is
Or
like,
modern TV shows, which are like often quite high quality now and are lesser episodes.
maybe the Percy Jackson show, which I
Mhm,
know
yeah, we
wasn't
saw
really.
those films.
I think that's hilarious that I said that, but like, I also liked it as a show. I don't know.
What feels there's shows that feel very like filler, but I can't think like The Flash, but that can never have been a
We've
film.
named great shows, by the way.
Like something like The Flash would rather be a 16 episode show
Sure.
than a 23 episode show.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, sorry, that's a difficult question.
I don't know. I actually don't think I would want anything. I think that's my answer.
Yeah. I agree, because TV is TV.
And I respect the medium.
Yep.
Do you have an answer for
The film to TV, something I'd like to see fleshed out is actually any terrible Disney films. So, something like Tron, I think could be a fun TV show. Or, I think it's called John Carter.
Oh, yes, the biggest flop in movie history.
Yeah, like any of those that were really bad films. Sorry, I don't think Tron Legacy is a really bad film, but it's not like top tier or anything. Soundtrack slaps though. But John Carter's bad. Like those things, I think you could have fleshed out and made interesting. Because there was going to be a John Carter sequel, I'm pretty sure. There's plans there, and they are making a sequel to Tron. And I think those are like when you have an interesting world. Like I said, I'm a sucker for shit sci-fi. Yeah. So when you have like an interesting world, do more with it and better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think film to TV is quite easy.
Yeah, because you just go, I want to see more of this.
Yeah. And you can take it in small bites.
No. Like The Penguin.
Yeah.
I think that was a great way of expanding that universe, and I think that was the perfect medium for that as well.
Did you ever watch Dune Prophecy? Do you ever...
Nope, I went back and I rewatched part of episode 1 again. I will get there.
Yeah.
Just been busy. Been a little busy. Do you know what I did start watching?
What?
The Paper.
Oh, you did say you wanted to watch it.
Yeah, I put a thing on my story, and I was like, hey, anybody watch this? I've been like hearing like things all over the place. Can I get recommendations? Because I trust my followers of yes and no. Sometimes like I'll get like a lot of responses on a poll depending on like what I ask. I got one singular response to this.
For the Paper one?
And
what did it say?
It was one no. I just put yes or no. I got a singular no. Because I think nobody's watching it. Because probably everybody's like, the fuck? A spin-off of The Office?
When did you post that?
A few days ago.
I'm trying to remember if that was me or not.
Oh, it wasn't you.
Okay. That's fine.
You just want to see the results. I actually had 0 results.
Because I actually do think the thing that I voted on was like, there was like a yes or no and I voted yo. I voted yo. I think I voted no and somebody else voted yes, and I was like, annoyed that they voted yes because they're like 50-50, dude.
Oh, it maybe would have been a lot more. Maybe you don't know. That show's interesting. I'm only 2 episodes in. Mm-hmm. It's actually got quite a strong first 2 episodes, and the worst parts of it are the parts that tie back to The Office. I'm actually like this because it's from the same creator. It feels like they've ironed out how a sitcom should work. I should preface this. I'm not a massive Office fan. I think it's good, but it's not one of my favorite sitcoms that I go down to and find comforting, whatever. I don't know. This is actually quite compelling from the start.
Okay. I never finished The Office. That's how bored I got of The Office. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised because people love The Office.
Yeah.
And that shocks me. In the same way that people love Friends, and that also shocks me.
Yeah. Anyway.
Just like sitcoms in general, I think I've not seen many, actually, I think compared to you, at least. But like I know where they kind of like place in my head and things.
It's weird. I feel like your opinions can really change of them as you like grow with time and stuff. Like there are some that I want to rewatch to see how I feel now. Yes, How I Met Your Mother. Yeah. I don't. I actually am curious to see how that holds up as a show as well. What
Oh,
do
there's
they that feel?
definitely episodes that you watch and they say lines. I think in like earlier seasons, we were like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Friends is definitely like that because that's the 90s.
Yeah. I've been rewatching Modern Family though, and that I'm like, fuck, this is just there's
So that- is
there's
that peak?
magic in that show. The best sitcom of all time will not be topped is Parks and Recreation. It is perfection.
I can see. Wait, can I see? I think your top three are Parks and Rec, Modern Family, Always Sunny. Is there something else that's not Always Sunny?
Maybe. I was part of like. I don't think this would be in my top three, but I was in high school at the time where like Brooklyn Nine-Nine was airing, and like everybody was obsessed with Brooklyn Nine-Nine like in our year group. I don't think that would enter my top three, but that's also like really well made sitcom.
That one's just
until
like
the end.
just pure funniness though.
That's it's straight up comedy.
Yeah.
Whereas like Modern Family and things, there's still like a through line of
Even
families growing together.
Even Always Sunny has like commentary.
Oh, Always Sunny is like pure comedy, but there is an undercurrent of commentary.
Yeah.
Even though the the show's been going on for so long, and it is just these people on a pub.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has not changed.
Yeah.
The latest season of It's Always Sunny as well. Each episode is like a spoof of a different show, but it's not as direct as that.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll just take little bits and bobs from a show and integrate it into the episode, and it's genius.
Nice. I did see a message from you recently about Always Sunny, being like, "This is one of the best episodes."
I know, and like the people
But I have no idea what to
watch it.
I'll get round to maybe I'll maybe make that like my 20-minute show. I've not had one of those in a while.
A 20-minute show's lovely.
Yeah.
I've been packing. Shock.
Always packing, Jack.
I'm gonna clip that from my personal folder. I've been derailed now. What was I saying?
You were packing and you
show.
probably had a 20-minute show in the background.
Yeah, I did. Why am I blank? Oh, it was a show called Upload that's not that great. It's also by the guy who made
that
The
on Prime?
Office. Yes, it is. It was the final season. I had to
You
finish
just
it.
had to watch
I had to finish it, but I've started having the paper on, and I kind of got like absorbed into it a little bit. I was like, oh,
Cool.
this is good. Anyway, I get that went right off the rails with that.
Yeah, but interesting combo, I think.
If you like this episode, like and subscribe, and do all that shit. Follow us on
Spotify,
and
Apple Podcasts,
and
YouTube,
and
Instagram,
and
TikTok.
that
That was it.
Next week we'll be talking about Peacemaker episodes 1 to 5.
I think so.
Yes,
Definitely 1 to 4, and I think we're gonna
because 4
get
is
it
this
after
Friday.
5. Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
So 1 to 5, and Marvel Zombies.
Yep.
Which, who knows? I don't really love that What If episode. You do like it?
I do like it. I think there's a lot of them that are like good episode, like like the Doctor Strange one is like a good episode, and there's a lot of them are just like fun goofball episodes, and I think that's one of them.
Yeah. Very Marvel-y. Haha.
Yeah.
However, the stuff they released for this, I got really excited. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I didn't watch the trailer, but I did see like your post that was like, I like this trailer, but I didn't click on it until I watched the trailer.
I'm a sucker for a trailer that's set like everything's like cut to a beat and shit.
Right.
And it was that.
Nice.
So yeah, join us to see what we think of MCU project number fucking who knows at this
1,000,005.
Truly. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.